Hello, everybody. I am Gianna, and I am here with a very special guest today, Adrian R'Mante, also known as Esteban Babada 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 Ba. How do you say it?
Close. Esteban Ricardo Montoya de Rosa Ramirez.
There it is. Wow. See, you can't mimic that. You can't recreate that.
Just rolls off the tongue. I memorized it by a rhythm.
Really?
Yes, it's kind of hard to memorize 6-7 names. Just the name. So I said, how can I get this where I don't even think about what I'm saying? So it's like a rhythm. Do you think about when you sing happy birthday?
No.
Do you think about when you count numbers to 100?
No.
Do the ABCs?
No.
Do you do the ABCs in a rhythm?
A song?
Yeah, see?
Wow.
That's how I did my name.
Oh, nice. Did you develop that yourself?
Yes, because I was petrified I wasn't going to get it the next day.
Yeah.
So we do these table reads. So, I mean, not that you're asking me this question, but the funny thing is the invention of the name was everything for Esteban. The kids love it. Now they're all adults, but in its time, the name was the coolest thing. So we were filming at the same time That's So Raven was filming. But Raven was the, I guess you can call superior show at the time. So they got to rehearse Monday through Wednesday, film Thursday, Friday. We unfortunately had to start our episodes Thursday, Friday, Monday, and film Tuesday, Wednesday. The first season. And then once Raven was gone, we got priority. And then came in Hannah Montana, That's So Raven. Wizard of Waverly Place, etc. So we finished filming an episode on a Wednesday and you get the script and you got to wake up the next morning and do a table read at 10 o'clock, like the next morning.
Yeah.
So this happened to be Esteban's first big episode where he was blamed for being a thief, for stealing jewelry or something in the hotel.
I remember that episode.
And so that's where the whole thing came in. Nobody calls Esteban Ricardo Montoya de Rosa Ramirez a thief. And the boys say, you don't remember?
I don't remember. Sorry, don't remember that.
No
I remember
one's
the episode.
got the time.
Oh, yeah. No one's got the time because the name's so long.
Yes, exactly.
That's so funny.
When I saw that, I said, oh my God, this is so funny, but how am I going to do this? So I made sure when we did the table read that I read it. Because what they're doing on a table read for a sitcom is they're listening. They're not watching you at the table. They're listening for the jokes to be set up and the jokes land. And if they're funny with the group, they keep the joke. If not, they rewrite it that night. So you come in the next day and you have rewritten notes and lines. Yeah. So I made sure I hit that thing.
That's awesome.
And the crowd erupted. So they knew they had a juggernaut right there, meaning like they had something.
Yeah.
So then remember I told you before we actually started filming this, the suits come and watch the day before filming to approve everything.
Right.
And I hit Esteban Ricardo Montoya de Rosa Ramirez like clockwork all week, right?
Yeah.
And then on Monday, we did it in front of the suits and filmed Tuesday. And as soon as I said, nobody calls Esteban sorry guys, nobody calls Esteban I know this, I swear. And I'm the type of guy that leaves my script. I like to just do it without the script. But you're allowed to hold the script during the run through with the network. The network is Disney. Yeah. Then you have producers, which is the day before. So the producers watch it and they set it up for the network the next day. So remember, we were Monday. So producers saw it Friday and they were happy with it. So we go on Monday and I guess I was just too confident and I could not get it. People don't know this, but the producer, Danny Kalis, said, don't worry, Adrian, we know you've been doing it all week. Just go to the next scene. And I literally said, okay, sorry, guys. And I didn't have the script. And you can't just be like, can I get the script?
Yeah.
And all the suits were there. And I didn't say the line. I messed it up. So I go to the next scene and I had to recompose myself because you can't let things like that, messing up lines and rehearsals mess with you. If you're an actor out there, you just got to keep it moving. The show must go on. Yeah. So that night I'm like, man, they're going to cut this. They're going to cut it. They're going to cut it. Yeah. They're going to cut it. So I was like depressed, emotional, almost teary-eyed. So I go that night. Not only did they keep it when I looked at the final draft, but they added it at the end of the show as well. And they say,
snap.
Yes. And I was like, oh my God, I got to say it twice now. And that just told me how much confidence they had in me, even though I messed it up.
Yeah.
And so if you go watch that episode at the very end, he says, Nobody calls, he's like, I am doing this in the name of my father, Diego Esteban Julio Ricardo Montoya da Rosa Ramirez.
That's right.
And my mother, Gladys. So there's a little history for you guys regarding the Esteban name.
That's so cool, Adrian. Oh my God. Yeah. That whole role, like landing that role for you, like, what was that like when you found out you got the role?
I don't know. You as an actor, you just audition. It was talking earlier with you. It was like, you just audition. Yes, I would love to be in a Marvel movie, or I would love to be in an action movie with an action hero actor, right? Yeah. I would love to be a lead. But you have to know what your type is. You have to know how you're perceived by the audience. Of
course.
Not just a casting director, just random people. Go up to them. If you're an actor out there, go up to them. When you look at me, what kind of type of person do you see me in a movie? And then whatever they say as a majority is most likely what you're going to play. So I knew I was Latino. I knew I was ethnic. I knew I was, I even tell people, some people confuse me for Middle Eastern. So I went and I learned all these different accents, and I'm a total American kid. My mom's Mexican. My dad's basically American guy. So, I tell people I'm Mexican American because that's just my mom's roots. Yeah. So I learned a Middle Eastern accent, like, what do you want me to do? You want me to sit here? I do it for you, no problem. You tell me what you want, I do it for you, my friend. Like, I learned it because I knew people looked at me like that, even though I had nothing to do with the Middle Eastern culture. And I've learned Italian, I've learned Spanish, I learned different types of Spanish accents because people think there's just one Spanish accent. No, there's so many different ones. Yeah. I just picked one that was funny for Esteban. I thought, I don't know if you guys know this, but Esteban was from Peru. So a Peruvian accent, I didn't even know how to do that. I just did an accent, made him happy, no matter what. Oh, this is a great place. I love being in here with you. Yeah. It's been so long since I've seen you. But I have to tell you, I am very happy. Oh, I'm so happy to be here. Oh, yeah. This is the fun guy everybody likes. But yet, if I do something dramatic, Spanish-wise, it's like, you got to keep it low and you have to talk like this right here and you kind of keep it very serious. I'm not going to play with you right now. Yeah,
the crime.
Yeah, the crime dramas. And I keep it like this and I drop an octave in my volume and that's how I do a Spanish accent. It just varies whatever genre you're auditioning for. So when it came to The Sweet Life, I was ready for that moment. Yeah. I was lucky, but I put myself in a position to get lucky.
Of course.
You never know what you're going to book, right? So when I had the Sweet Life audition, I said, oh, this guy's fun. I did this in my improv class all the time, goofing around. Yeah. So I just put everything I've been learning and training into that audition. That's why I tell my actors, you don't stop training. You don't stop practicing your craft because it's like a sport. Yeah. Do the greatest athletes stop practicing? No, they practice every day. Mm-hmm. I love basketball, I love football, I love baseball, all American sports. Soccer, I'm not a huge fan of, but I get it. Those people are great because they want to beat you. So they're trying to beat you at this game, right? Look at acting like that. Yeah. How much are you going to practice for that, for your audition when you get it?
Yeah. And the coaching too. I remember you saying like, it doesn't matter how good you think you are, like invest in a coach.
Yeah, it can be pricey, but if it's a great coach, it's just a matter of time. Yeah. Then you make great money and you get that money back. Absolutely. Your parents spend thousands of dollars in gymnastics, but they don't think you're going to be in the Olympics. Yeah. They just want you to be creative. Yeah. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If your parents were investing simply for you to be in the Olympics, they wouldn't invest.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they know it's a waste of money. But if you see talent in your kid, whether you're a kid, teen, young adult, whatever, you have to invest into yourself. If you're not young enough for your parents to invest into you. Because if you see the talent, that investment's worth it. And they're going to become something in this business. Mm-hmm. So for me, getting that role was validation of all my hard work.
Of course. Yeah. It's
life-changing cry. Oh my God, I can't believe this. Legendary. I remember getting the call from my agent at the time. They like you. The funny thing is when I auditioned on a Wednesday. This is the crazy part.
You remember the day too.
Yeah. I remember auditioning on a Wednesday in front of Lisa London. Shout out Lisa London, life changer. Lisa. She's the one. she knows that if she watches this, the one who changed my life.
Lisa.
Walked into this little office. It was just her. Like me and you. I'm supposed to be Esteban making you laugh. And she just watched probably 20, 30 Estebans.
Yeah.
What made me stand out? I couldn't focus on that. I mean, she giggled, but she wasn't like, ha, 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 ha. She was like,
Yeah.
so can you come back tomorrow? I'm like, yeah, I can come back tomorrow. No, I'm sorry. I think it was tonight. It was the same night. I don't remember, but I knew I had to take, no, you're right. It was the next day. It was, okay, so I auditioned on Wednesday. She came me back on Thursday to meet the producers. I came into a room. So the environment changed. So remember, all my actors out there, you have to adjust your volume to the room you walk into, you know? Same thing if you're Zooming a callback as well. Like, don't shout, just, you know, fill the room. Like right now, I'm talking to you like this. But if you're way over there, I would talk to you like this, Gigi, right?
Yeah, projecting.
So you have to adjust to the room. So when I did it for Lisa, it was just me and her. So my performance was a little slightly different. I just raised my energy in a bigger room with like 7 producers. These are all the creators of the show. And then there's the network, which is completely different. So when I walked in there, they filmed my audition. They sent it to the network. Got the call from an agent that night on Thursday, says they love you, but you had to go T. It's Disney Channel. They like everything clean shaved.
Kidding.
It's different now, but back in my time in 2004,
wow,
clean shave.
Yeah, you had a baby face.
I'm like, oh my God, I have to shave. I have to do this again. It wasn't about the shaving. I didn't care about that. Yeah. I just kept the goatee because it made me look more Hispanic. Like, you have to be strategic on all your decisions. Make strong choices, young people out there.
Yeah.
But I left the goatee because I thought, okay, he's a bellhop. Boom, boom, boom. This will be a good choice. Nope. Disney said everything's clean shave. I didn't know Disney that well, so I didn't know everyone was clean shaved.
Right.
So I had to go back in the next day and deliver it again. They filmed it again. And I'm like, oh my God, I was so funny that yesterday, like I killed that room. I knew I did for Esteban. So to go back and do it the next day was wild, man. I was like, the pressure was on. So I went into the room, same people. They actually added a scene. I did that scene again. Clean shave this time. They filmed it again. They sent it to the network, got the call Friday night. So literally in 3 days, I had a life-changing job.
Your whole life changed.
Flipped.
Wow.
And I wasn't even excited about the audition because I wanted to, make movies. I wanted to, do something, I guess you can say, more adult. But little did I know that Disney Channel at the time was a juggernaut.
Yeah. Yeah. And how old were you when you landed?
I was 30, 31. People don't realize that.
Yeah.
I was playing a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
So I just take care of myself.
Yeah.
I really do. I literally, after this, I'm going to get a facial. There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Hey. Didn't want to do it before because what if I, look all red and weird?
Yeah.
So.
Well, been there. Been there with the eyebrows.
But you're an actor. No matter if you're chubby, skinny, tall, goofy, good looking, pretty, you got to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
And so I'm not saying diet. I'm just saying if facials, things like that, because your face is going to be seen on screen. I've been doing that for years.
Yeah.
So if you put me next to someone who hasn't, obviously I'm going to look a little bit younger. Plus, I am Latino.
Yeah. I love how you embrace it. Like, one thing working with you, I noticed that you were big on embracing culture. Mm-hmm. And I love that, especially like today, it's like embracing where you come from, embracing your heritage, and like letting that develop into the character or role that you're playing. I like that about you.
Oh, thank you.
I really do. Yeah.
It's funny because I am seriously just an American kid.
Yeah.
Okay. Who has Spanish background. But if you were born and raised in America, you're an American kid. No matter if your parents are from Cuba or from, Africa, it doesn't matter.
Oh, absolutely.
So we're culturalized to hamburgers, pizza, baseball, football. But I think these are all American stuff,
Yeah.
So having to, when you audition for acting stuff, they want you to be authentic. They want you to be from that place. So if you're playing an Asian character, they want you from Asia.
Yeah.
And if you don't come across that way, the reason why back in 2004, when they really started putting the pressure of making sure you were from there, is because they get letters. They get activists like, why aren't you hiring somebody real? Why do you hire these people? We're actors too. And I, at the time, was like, gosh, and then what am I then? If I'm not real 100% from Mexico, then what am I? Like, I can't play the role because I'm not 100%.
Yeah.
So I had to play the game, you know. People don't know this, but, you know, I didn't speak Spanish. I had to learn it. I learned how to memorize the lines and inflect it when I auditioned for Spanish speaking roles. I did a whole episode of Alias with Jennifer Garner.
Really?
In Spanish.
Oh, nice.
That's how hard I worked. Got the job. Great episode. It's there if you want to look it up.
Yeah, I should
And
watch
I did
it.
the whole thing in Spanish, and I'm not even fluent. I barely speak Spanish, but that's my background. It's not my fault. My parents didn't teach it to me when I was a kid.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Totally
and so there's a lot of other people like me out there. So it's okay. I made it without learning the language. I mean, you should. It gives you more advantage. But if you don't want to, there's other avenues. So it's just, I had to learn how to embrace who I was and realize, you know, what can I audition for? I am not going to be auditioning for Bob.
Yeah.
I'm not auditioning for, you know, Tyrone.
Yeah.
I'm not auditioning for these. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
No offense. I'm not to anybody out there, but I'm not auditioning for Chan.
Yeah.
I'm auditioning for Ricardo.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
because it is about looks. It is. Like, I remember you told me that I could play like a 15-year-old, and I'm 25 years old. I walked in there with my chest up, a big 23-year-old, and you were like, yeah, I could picture you in Converse and those plaid shorts that kids wear. Yes.
Like, if you could look at go back and look at the 80s TV shows of high school kids. They all look like freaking 30-year-olds.
Yes. Looking back now, yes.
I was like
Raven from That's So Raven.
Yeah.
I mean, she was a full-blown woman. Yep. Playing a high school teenager.
Which is why she was so good, because she was an adult playing a teenager and killing it. Yeah. But that's why you have to play the age you are, and you have to play what you look like. Yeah. So the age you are, not what, I mean, you have to play the age you look like, not the age you are, and you have to play what you look like and not what you are. Yeah. Those are the big advice for young actors out there.
And it's humbling too. Mm-hmm. It is humbling, which also I feel like trickles into developing any character. Mm-hmm. I mean, for me at least. But when did you even start acting? Is it something that you studied and worked towards? I remember you mentioned PBA, Palm Beach Atlantic.
Yeah, I went there for a few years because no other school would accept me because I wasn't the best high school kid, because I just was an artist. Artists know what I'm talking about. We're not a 9-to-5er, we just want to create. So in high school, I wanted to be a baseball player, and I know every time I went up to bat, even when I went up to bat, I was entertaining.
I can imagine it now.
I mean, like tapping my boots and doing whatever the big leaguers did, acting like I was chewing, and I had nothing in my mouth because it was disgusting. But that's entertaining, right? And that's what I was. I was just an entertainer. So the best thing. But at the time, the worst thing that happened to me was getting cut from my baseball team in high school, 10th grade. But it also turned out being the best thing, because at the same time, I was a dancer. I used to break dance, hip hop dance. And that was my life, like through high school years. And then I entered the talent shows every year, and I won every year, first place, 3 years in a row, 10th, 11th, and 12th, because that was my high school, 10 through 12. Yeah. Middle school was 8 and 9. Okay. 7th grade was by themselves. And then elementary was K through 6th. That was how I grew up in Tampa, Florida. But so the drama teacher was auditioning actors, or had open casting for the High School Musical. Well, the musical Fame. Okay. About, young people trying to make it in New York. Yeah. And there was this one role that he could not cast. I'm just keeping it real. But in the 90s, it was a black role of the character Leroy. But nobody would audition because most young boys were playing sports. Nobody auditioned.
Yeah.
So he came to me. He says, listen, I know you're not, black, but you are brown. Can you come audition for this musical? And I hear that you got some moves. And I'm like,
which one?
Yeah. I was like, what do you want? I'll show you right now. So I ended up going like, okay, I'll audition. But he came to me. It wasn't something I had a passion for. He came to me. I had a passion for dancing.
That's cool.
So he says, come this day. It was for a summer musical, by the way, summer. So school was out. So like, I wanted my summer to myself.
Yeah.
So I'm like, he's asking me, really? I can tell he needed it. Nobody was auditioning. So he got the Brown brother to come in there and audition. So I went and we were watching the musical. So he would play the movie. And we were all going to watch it. These are the people that were going to audition. And I fell asleep in the back.
How did you do that?
Because I didn't have the passion.
Oh.
He pulls me aside. He's like, you embarrassed me. You embarrassed me. It's like, I invited you to come audition for this. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Tell me now. And it's like, no. I want to. I'm just tired. It's like, well, get your shit together and show me you want this. Because if not, I'm going to give it to somebody else. Changed my life. I was like, wow. Because you know, when you're asked to do something, you kind of take it for granted because you see someone's interested in you.
Yeah.
But when you're interested in someone, you put the effort in.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
It's kind of like relationships. When a boy comes up to you and tries to hit on you, you're kind of like, I never thought about you like that. Ick, right?
Yeah, ick.
But the guy is like really into you. I was the one that was like, ick. Like, I guess if I can dance.
The passion is not matched.
It does not match. And then, but he said I had to do lines and act. And I'm like, I'm not an actor.
Yeah.
So let me tell you something. I ended up changing. He said, he convinced me. And when I got on stage, I was just excited about dancing. I had a passion for dancing. So dancing got me to do the part. I was saying all these funny lines that the audience started laughing. And I mean, this guy, Leroy, had this funny line. He's like, hey man, you want to buy a watch? He's like, I got anything you want. He's like, well, what do you got? And I opened up my jacket. I said, I got 15 over here and 20 over here. Which one would you like? Crowd starts laughing, rolling up laughing.
That's funny.
And that feeling was everything. So then right when the play was over, we did like 3 shows, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4 shows, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I went straight to my mom and said, Mom, I'm moving to LA when I graduate this year. She freaked out.
What was her reaction? I was going to ask.
She looked at me, she said, Mijo, and she slapped me. Wake up. No, I'm kidding. She didn't do that. I always tell that story. It's funny though. No, she freaked out. Like, what do you mean you're moving to LA? Like, so my the same drama teacher sat me down. He's like, Adrian, you were good. You were really good in the play, but you're not that good. Sit down. Let's talk. I was like, what? They love me. They stood up for me.
Wow.
Yeah, in this little town called Brandon, Florida, outside of Tampa, stood up for you.
Yeah.
But if you want to move to LA, you're going to compete against all the best in the world that go there and
Big
migrate
dogs.
there.
Yep.
It's like, ooh, that's a good point. So he inspired me. I went to college, pursued 2 careers. Once I graduated, I majored in theater arts and minored in English education, got my degree, went to Palm Beach Atlantic first because they offered me a scholarship, not full ride, but partial scholarship. I auditioned for it. Me and my dad drove down there. I did a 1-minute monologue.
Wow.
That's why I tell you kids out there, always have a awesome 1-minute monologue that shows off your skills, emotional levels, okay? Don't just pick a monologue with one level where you're just yelling or you're just funny the whole time or monotone.
Yeah.
So in this monologue, I make you laugh, make you cry, I yell, I have dry humor, everything's there. I put it all in one.
Smart.
Went down there. I've been doing this monologue for over 20 years, same monologue. The artistic director loved it, offered me a scholarship, was on the brink. There was like $10,000 a year back then, which was a lot back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Especially for a poor kid like me. So, I was like $1,000 short. My parents didn't have anything. I got a loan for the other portion of it, but they didn't give me all of it. So long story short, I was $1,000 short. Called my grandfather. I said, please, please, please. And this is a man who was just a mailman who just saved up money for years. Oh. And I said, Grandpa, please, this is going to change my life. I promise I'll pay you back. He literally said, "What, if this is for school, I'll do it." He wrote a check, sent it to me. I got into the school, life changed. This is a true story too.
Yeah.
Could barely buy my books. I don't even know how I did all this, but like I made it happen. That's why passion trumps talent all day long.
Yeah.
I wasn't the most talented kid in the school, but I had passion to be great. If you can have passion, greatness will come. I always say, no one's perfect, but if you shoot for perfection and fall short, you'll have something great, right?
Yeah.
So I always shot for perfection, and I always had something great because it's just what I did, what I put into it. I was glad I went to this school because it only had 40 actors, but they're all different sizes, ages, ranges, looks. I think I was the only Spanish kid there.
Yeah. You're like, well, I know my role.
I got the role. So I did a cool role. And then my second year, the drama teacher picked a play around me.
What?
Called Blood Wedding. It's about his Hispanic storyline of this man and wife, and murder happens, everything, but it was like a dramatic play. And he picked that play because he worked with me for a whole year. So he picked it for me to be the lead. Wow. I didn't know this until I went there and he told me, and I was like, wow, this is crazy. And so my first 2 years, I got to be on stage, really develop my craft. Then I transferred to UCF my third year, got the MC and cabaret and musical, and don't even sing. But again, passion.
Yeah.
Caught me there. Played a wacky character. The MC, if you know that, is like, meine Damen und Herren, Mesdames et Messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, willkommen. Like, if you see that creepiness I just did, it led to everything I did in college, everything I did in life led to that moment when I auditioned for Esteban.
Oh, wow.
You see?
Yeah. I love how that played out.
That's kind of how I got into acting. I mean, I went around and told you the entire story, but as soon as I graduated, I did some local theater, Shakespeare Festival, did a children's theater.
Yes.
I was just acting. I got my first TV job was Slime Time Live on Nickelodeon in the 90s before I moved to LA.
Nice.
Gave that up to go pursue a dream of being a movie actor. I never even wanted to do TV.
Yeah. And look where it led you, right?
All TV.
It's just, I know.
All
TV just loves you. That's awesome. Well, that's really cool. I went to PBA too. That's one of the things that you said. I was like, oh my gosh, I meant to be here because we both went there. I follow signs like that. I don't ignore signs. There's no such thing as coincidences.
Yeah.
And thanks for sharing that. There's some things I didn't know about.
Yeah, I mean, it's everybody has their story, right? You have your stories being developed right now.
Yeah.
And mine has been a long road. I love acting. Acting's amazing, but I'm kind of like taking a back seat. Although I do have a movie coming out like next month.
What?
It's called Buster Brooks. I have a cool part in it. It's about this kid who leaves his Midwest country, city to go live out his dream of acting.
Oh, that's
and he's
awesome.
A hillbilly, talks like this. His name is Buster Brooks. And as soon as he lands in LA, I pick him up because I'm the taxi driver.
All right.
Like the taxi guy from Taxi, Robert De Niro.
Cool.
So I have like a whole New York accent, the whole thing. I'm wearing the green jacket like Robert De Niro.
That's awesome.
Great film. Savannah Ulster, shout out to her. She's actually the writer, producer, and she was one of my first graduates from CGTV.
Oh, I love that. That must be
She's on like her third or fourth or fifth film. I don't even know. The girl's just killing it right now.
Oh, congrats to you. Yeah. That's huge accomplishment. Yeah. And I'm sure you mentioned like support systems are a big thing too. But what about for folks, kids out there? Well, not kids, because I guess they have their family, but I'm like, you can edit that part out.
You still need support even with kids.
But what if they don't have it? That was my question. Is like,
for
what
older actors, right?
Yes.
It's hard. It's going to double your chance. I mean, it's going to be twice as hard. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Because who's going to be your reader when you get an audition? Who's going to be your emotional support when you don't book the job you want? When you come so close, who's going to just be that person to take you away from this business as well?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you have your husband, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that was huge.
Yeah.
I mean, he was great. I remember. I mean, I didn't know if you're still together, but I'm assuming you are.
Yeah. Well, we're married now.
Yeah,
so.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So having that is everything, you know, just having that support. You got to be who you're going to be, and you have someone ride with you. But that person cannot change you or dictate to you or tell you what you can and can't do.
Yeah.
They fall in love with your dreams. They fall in love with your passion. The older you get, the more you understand that, because the younger you are, you want to change somebody. And that'll never work, kids. You just let them be. If they're a partier, let them be a partier. And you don't like it, then you just leave. But don't change someone who's a partier not to be a partier. You learn these things, you know. If someone wants to be an actor, don't say, oh, you're going to kiss somebody. You can't be an actor. I'm your boyfriend. Bruh, chill. If they're going to leave you over a kiss, they weren't right for you anyway.
That's a very
just
good point.
Acting, you know?
Yeah.
But what you can watch for is if they throw out the tongue, because that's a little too much. Okay?
It's a little spicy.
I always tell people I'm with, like, if you see the tongue going back for them, they got some side stuff going on.
I thought the same thing, and I'm not even in the business. So that is so funny. Wow.
Yeah, you can make it look like that's happening without, but if you see the tongue,
something's
so
going
anyway,
on.
That's
funny.
It's funny, but it's true.
Funny but true. It's true.
Very true.
That is so hilarious.
But yeah, I've been blessed to have a great support system. You know, no offense to parents out there, but they can be dream killers because they want you to get a real job. So then why don't you kill the kid's dream at 7 if they want to be a gymnast?
Yeah.
Why don't you kill their dream if they want to be a baseball player? Why don't you kill it at 9? Mm-hmm. You don't, because you allow them to be a child and have a childhood. Yeah. So if you got a young kid out there, 7, 6, 10, let them be actors. But you enforce to them they need a second career when they turn 18.
Right.
What are you going to do at 18 that's going to allow you never to give up your dream of acting?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, I know exactly.
I think it's all perception. It's how you parent. My kids are actors right now. They start at 4 and 5. They're not ready to be doctors at 4 and 5. What are they going to do right now?
Yeah.
They chose acting. They love it. They've been very successful. And they have other things they're doing. My son loves golf because I forced it on him. I just was hypocrite right now.
He loves it.
But no, I'm kidding. He does love it. And my daughter hated it. So she doesn't golf. She's doing volleyball. You'll see what your kids love. If you see the passion there, why would you take that away because they got to find a real job?
Yeah.
They're too young to find a real job. When they start turning 16, you start asking them, what's going to be your second career? Don't use the word real job because then you're telling them they're going to fail at their passion, their second career, their dream.
And it's not fake.
No.
Because when you associate like real job with something, they won't ever see acting or whatever it is as a real thing. Mm-hmm. It's like a play fantasy thing that, this could never come to life. But it can with the right support system, coaches like you. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's tremendous. I mean, I was 23 at the time when I entered CGTV. Yeah. And I was already in PR.
Yeah,
so
awesome.
I was like, okay, so weighing out all my options, like I'm a head case and do that a lot. And I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't regret it at all. I don't regret it one bit because I was like, okay, if I get picked up, I get picked up. If I don't, I can still use the connections that I made with these amazing people, even just like other people who are in the program with me, like great friendships. It gets me out of my comfort zone. And yeah, it's like not all for nothing. And I did get a call back from an agent, management. They're different, right?
Yeah, they're different, but the same. Because if you get a manager, they help you get an agent. If you get an agent, they help you get a manager if you want one.
Right. Okay. Yeah. There you go. There's the rundown for you. But I mean, like, even with that happening, I was like, okay, I could pursue this. I could totally pursue this. I'm going to do this and also do my job. And then a few months later, I get this job at Khanna House Studios, Khanna Connections. I'm doing publicity and also stuff like this, like podcasting, airtime. There's just like a whole boatload of opportunities. And I said to myself, like, well, if something doesn't happen, if I don't get a call back, if I don't even pursue this as my childhood dream, I can still make use out of it and not regret anything because I like to think that I'm a good steward of my education.
Mm-hmm.
So just adding to that portfolio, like nothing is ever a waste. And I've learned that. I am learning
100%.
that. So yeah, that was great. What even got you into coaching? How did that transition happen from acting to coaching?
It's funny you asked that question because we're going to do a nice transition in from second career.
Okay, let's go.
So I'm not sure if you remember, but I used to be a 9th and 10th grade high school English teacher.
That's right. Yeah,
You know, I started off subbing, and then something happened with an English teacher. The principal asked me to step in because of my degree, and I kind of ended up not leaving for 5 years. And I was still acting, I was still auditioning, but I lived in LA, so I had to drive to the auditions. I was so good with my principal and the principal's secretary, which I still talk to this day, and this was 20 years ago.
Wow.
Over 20 years ago.
Wow.
We just reconnected the principal secretary, who is very powerful at a high school, by the way, because she's the principal secretary.
Oh, yeah.
She would cover my classes so I could go drive an audition and come back.
Wow.
Want to know why?
Why?
Because I was a nice guy. And I just knew that, listen, in general, I'm a nice guy, but I'm a Latino too. So if you cross me, you see the bad side. I know how to like get angry, but I don't like that. I'm too old now, and it's just too much of a waste of a time. I saw this other guy. I was on the road the other day, and he was chasing down this lady because she cut him off, and he drove in front of her, and he starts slamming his brakes, and I'm like beside them. I'm like, oh, geez. And then we all come to a light, and I roll my windows, and I say, bud, she's not worth it. She's not worth it.
Good for you.
Chill, bro. It's not even worth it. He was young, and I could tell the rage he had in him. That was me. And I understood why he was angry, but to get someone who looks, maybe in my 40s, he can hear it from me, and he was like, I know, man, but man, I don't know. I was like, just let it go, bro. It's not even worth it. Look at her. Come on.
Yeah.
But those are the types of things that is, so basically I'm trying to say is I'm a nice guy, and I did stuff that wasn't part of my job duties at the school, because I did it strategically because my goal was to be an actor, not a teacher. Right. So when I went overboard with my duties, she recognized that. So she allowed me to audition when I got auditions. So believe it or not, my audition for The Sweet Life and many other ones were during school. So imagine if she didn't let me go, I wouldn't be sitting here with you today.
No.
So whatever second career you guys have, but your main priority is acting, make sure you're the best at that. So you become a commodity and they don't want to lose you. Are you listening to me, people out there? You right there, I see you. Okay.
Yeah.
Because it is so true.
Mm-hmm.
I got away with so much, but I was also very involved with the faculty and the teachers and the staff and everything. So when I got The Sweet Life, I knew all good things come to an end. So I was thinking of my out plan. I couldn't go back and be a teacher because at that time I was just too famous and I had a lot of money.
Yeah.
And you don't make like retirement money from Disney, but you do in appearances, advertisements, other things. You can make good money.
Yeah.
And so I just put a lot of my money away, got into some real estate. So I was good. I was just like, but I needed something. So I invested into myself and I created CGTV. At the time, I called it, I went through so many different names because I didn't know like what was going to be a good name. So at first I called it the Adrian R'Mante Young Actors Camp because I just did 6 and 10-year-olds and we just did a summer camp.
Yeah.
I connected with, at the time, it was called childrenandfilm.com. It was a very popular website.
Wow.
They did some advertisement locally in LA. People showed up. I think I had 100 people show up to come see me. It's a lot of people. I gave them my story, how I became successful. It was my first, I guess you can call seminar in front of people. And then I said, as soon as it was done, I said, if you want to sign up, I'm doing a 5-week workshop every weekend, blah, blah. Go over my buddy Tim over there and sign up. Of the 100 people, 50 people signed up. Wow. $500 a person workshop. Wow. So if you do the math, I had a nice little chunk. Yeah. I reinvested it again. Didn't spend anything because I was good. Yeah. I reinvested again and I kept doing it until here I am 20 years later, almost 20 years later, still doing it. So that was kind of like my plan. I wanted to put my two passions together of teaching and acting together to create a platform where I can help undiscovered talent.
Yeah. And you do that beautifully. I mean, in my opinion, because firsthand experience, you're you're patient.
Mm-hmm.
You are patient.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like if any other adult were to be working with that many kids or young adults, they would lose their minds.
Yeah, but you happened to work with me when I had kids.
Yeah.
So I have 2 kids, so I understand the patience necessary.
Yeah.
Before you, I wasn't as patient.
Really?
So, you live and you learn. You're not perfect. You're going to grow. As long as you're growing and understanding and becoming a better person, at the end of the day, just be nice. Just be nice. You were a kid at one point. You're 25.
Yeah.
You're nowhere near the person you're going to be. Just know that.
Yeah.
So when you turn 30, you're going to see a change. Every decade, every 10 years, you change.
Jeez, yeah.
But not bad.
Yeah.
And you either have someone that rides with you or you don't. So you ask your mom if you're the same person 10 years ago.
Oh, geez, yeah.
15.
Yeah, she's not.
How much have you changed in 10 years? It's crazy.
Yeah.
You even changed since 2023, Gigi.
Really?
Yes, you're very mature and very put together.
Hear that, guys?
She's very confident. But I see that, like, it's your experience, more experience. So
yeah,
putting these 2 passions together, it wasn't that I was mean. I was just a tough coach, because if I saw greatness in you and you weren't near that greatness, I was tough on you.
Yeah.
But if I saw someone who was good, I wouldn't be so tough.
Yeah, because you weren't tough with me.
No,
I don't think.
Because you were older.
Yeah.
It's the little kids that would, sometimes make me lose my mind a little bit, because I demanded perfection. But remember, I knew my motto: perfection is impossible. But if they strive for it, we're going to have something great. Mm-hmm. So I always shot for perfection in my head.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, JJ, you can do this. You know, and that's why when you look at my showcases, they're second to none in LA. No one can take 50 kids, teens, young adults, and put together a show like I can in a week.
Yeah, that was incredible.
My shows are top notch because my demand is top notch. And when the agents come watch, they know they're going to get a great show. And I do all this, in 1 week. Mm-hmm. But I need talent. That's why I audition kids first.
Yeah.
I audition people. I can't work with people that don't know how to act.
Yeah.
Like for me, the best thing that ever happened to me was my college professor was trying to direct me in a play. It was called The Foreigner. It's a hilarious play. It's just hilarious. It was just a comedy. Yeah. And I couldn't get it. So he snatched the script out of my hand and he would show me, say it like this, because he was an actor director.
Yeah. And
I watched him and I'm like, wow, I get it now. And then I did it. So that's what I do at CGTV is I'll snatch that script out of your hand and I'll be like this. Mm-hmm. And the kids will go, oh, I can do that. I said, I know. Yeah. It's comprehension. Sometimes you can't comprehend the direction. The more experience you have, the more you can comprehend. Right. It's not that you can't do it.
Makes sense. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So through doing this for you, I don't think I've gotten upset or raised my voice in probably since my kids were born 11 years ago. Nice. I'm so chill, but I'm so good at what I do now. But that's all the hard work I put in for 17 plus years. Yeah.
Can see it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
see it and love it.
Agents love it. I got tons of success stories. I love what I do. I'm hoping to pass this on to my son. We'll see if he wants to do it.
Yeah. I mean,
he says he does, but I'm like, Dad laid the foundation for you, buddy. You just got to slip in there.
He's like, I'm ready. Give me the mic now.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. Wow. I mean, like with the whole, like going back to Sweet Life, when you were Esteban, right? The chemistry had to be there with the other actors, right? I remember a big part of what I learned is the chemistry when you're doing scenes and skits. Like, you can tell when somebody's wicked good at acting and has been doing this their whole life compared to somebody that is like a stiff cardboard, you know what I mean? Like doesn't have any gestures with their, lines and everything. Did you meet the cast in the middle of auditioning, or was it just like you all showed up one day?
No, I met them on set. Yeah, and we all bonded with different people. it's just life, you know?
Yeah.
Like your staff, I'm sure you're closer to certain people than you are others, but you like everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's kind of how it was. I became really, really, really close to Ashley Tisdale.
Oh, I love Ashley.
Yeah.
I keep up with her.
But it's just like time changes, you change, and then you just kind of fall out of contact with each other. I mean, we used to see each other for a good 5 years afterwards. But then, you know, life changes, life happens. But yes, I mean, our chemistry, I had chemistry with Phil Lewis as well, Mr. Mosby Esteban dynamic duo.
Yeah.
But I could have chemistry with anybody, you know, because I'm an actor first. But there was something that the directors saw, the writers saw in me and Ashley, that they started writing scenes for us together. Plus, I think Ashley requested it too. So they came up with a few episodes of us together, like the mummy episode, like when when Brenda stole the mummy from Peru, my home country.
Yes, that's right.
We had to find a way to get it back to Peru, and then we replaced it with a fake mummy, and it was just a whole thing. But me and Ashley had those scenes together, epic, you know?
Yeah.
I can keep going, but you know, there are going to be certain people that you don't like working with, so you just got to do your job.
Well, and match the energy too, because I remember you paired me with Mia, who is phenomenal. I loved her so much. But like when you put me up with her, I was like, oh crap, I gotta speak up, you know, because she was like, what are you doing? Like screaming at the top of her lungs. And I was like, oh, okay, I have to match that. And then myself, Gianna was like, she's yelling at me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it brings that out, you know? It's like,
putting you with someone like her who is extremely gifted.
Yeah, absolutely.
Has experience, is going to raise your level. It wasn't that I didn't think you can hang with her. I just needed to bring greatness out of you.
Yeah.
So I don't even remember what scene you guys had. What was
Milk
it?
Duds.
Oh my God, that
Milk
one.
Duds.
Yeah, I did want to challenge you on that one. That one is, but you had that kind of dry humor too, like your shirt.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with you, April. Should we have a little chat? Don't touch. Okay, chill.
Yeah.
Then I needed that person. You were that person. I took advantage of Mia's aggression in that role. If I had reversed you, it wouldn't have worked.
Yeah. No, it wouldn't.
You know, so casting is crucial.
And then a part of CGTV Hollywood is that they not only just give you lines and stuff, they tell you like how to say them if they were in your shoes. So I remember he has like a lineup of celebrity coaches that help out. And I think it was Jay I worked with. He told me to like fluctuate my voice with, instead of my milk duds, it was my milk duds, like right here.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, wait, he's onto something.
Yeah.
That's great. And then I was able to apply that with other,
and
lines.
That's called growth. So imagine if you did that every single week, a new scene. How good do you think you'd be right now?
Famous. But
that's the work you have to put in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't that you wouldn't have got an agent. You would have got an agent because you can come just call me, hey, Adrian, can I do a showcase? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Free of charge.
Yeah.
Because you're a graduate, I got you. But it's
forgot about that.
Huh?
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Everybody knows this.
Yeah.
Anytime. I'm doing it in Orlando in June, by the way. Sold out.
Nice.
Capacity done. But I can squeeze you in because I got the hookup.
Oh yeah.
It's called me. But you put that work in, you're gonna grow. You're gonna keep getting bigger. I mean, better and better. That's why I give my actors a 16-week self-tape assignment.
Yeah.
How good do you think they're going to be from the first self-tape to the 16th self-tape?
Oh, wicked good.
Yes. That's all it is. You have the looks, the gift, the talent. It's just life, you got to try different things, and you had a journey.
Yeah.
You added my program to your journey, and you're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
You just can't put pressure on yourself. It's an investment. What you invested into my program is an investment into your life.
Yeah. Absolutely. It sure is, because I think back on it now, and I probably wouldn't have even felt comfortable doing this if I didn't have to
you're so good.
In a bunch of people. I forgot my line too on stage during the showcase. I don't know if you remember that, but I traumatized myself, but we had an improv class one day, like right before
multiple days.
Yes, days. Emphasis on the days. But I mean, it helped. It totally helped because like for situations like that, I forget what part it was. I literally blacked it out because I was so embarrassed. But it was like pointing at the milk duds, and I reverted to something that I would say in real life in the context of the situation. And I was like, oh wow, I did it. That's improv.
Yes.
I do it all the time now.
Yes, all the time.
It's like conversations. I'm like,
can I tell you something? Nobody knew that she messed up. So you can't feel bad about forgetting your lines. They don't even know your lines. So how do they know you didn't say them according to the script?
Right.
You just go.
Yeah.
And in auditions too, let me give you a tip, actors out there. When you audition, if you forget a line, keep it moving. Don't let them see you sweat. Don't let them see your facial expression that you forgot your line, because they didn't know until you told them by going,
yeah, or running off the stage. Yeah.
Or can I start over?
Yeah. Oh,
no, just go.
Yikes.
Bro, like just go. So you did the right choice.
And I think I laughed too, because I was like, that's like my coping mechanism. When I mess up, I laugh. So I literally looked at her and she has this aggressive face on, and I just went, you can't do that. When it like wasn't even the line, but people like laughed.
Yes,
and I was just like, oh good, all right, did
they
that
had
right.
No clue.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I still have like the copy of the whole showcase.
And
it was
only a couple years ago.
I know. And I'm keeping it forever because it's such a cool thing.
Great part of your life.
But he has a fan question that he wants to ask you.
Yeah.
What's a BTS ritual request that you had before filming?
Behind the scenes.
Oh, behind the scenes, like ritual? God, it's what a question. I don't think I've ever been asked that in all the years, because I don't really have a ritual, like something that I do before the show. But I know there's something that I do while filming the show. Is I like to be relaxed, and believe it or not, I used to play Halo video game with Dylan and Cole Sprouse. True story. We would have LAN games. Back then you had LAN games where you had like, I don't know, internet wires that connected the boxes so we could play each other on our TVs in our dressing rooms.
Oh, wow.
So we would do that to relax before every filming. But as far as like a rosary or a prayer or something like that.
Or the ma.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's interesting because we would just rehearse. So that would take care of the, opening up your mouth and exercises. But that's pretty cool because nobody really knew that we did that, but we all played video games and, we're kids. Even though I was a grown adult, geez.
I love that. I know I'm playing a kid, kind of. That's freaking awesome. And then I had one other question. Which one? Oh, are you interested in taking up new roles, or are you auditioning? If somebody asked you if you'd be interested in something?
The crazy thing is, I wrote this, where do I see myself in 10-year paper when I graduated college, and I've achieved all of it.
Good job.
It sounds so crazy, but one of them, believe it or not, was to have my own acting studio.
Happened.
Another one was to be in a movie with Al Pacino.
Oh, nice.
Did that.
Wow.
Just different things that I achieved. I never asked to be famous. I never asked to be wealthy. I'm well off, but I'm not, super rich. I mean, I could lose everything, but I've been smart with my money. If you happen to do book great jobs and come into money, just know, people always think you got to pay $500,000 for that movie. Well, how much does a house cost?
A lot.
$3 million if you want a 2-story, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And where.
Yeah.
Right?
And where you live and stuff like that. So it's and you have property taxes. I mean, you got to continually make money. So what I did is I got into real estate. So that's been helping me from a lucrative standpoint. And obviously, I get residuals like crazy. If you just look up all the shows I've done, I'm still getting paid for Frasier, to a show I did called Jag, a show I did called 24. all these other shows, NCIS, CSI. I still get checks. So, and then, I have CGTV, I give myself a salary for that. Mostly that's just reinvesting, growing.
Yeah.
But
great.
So from a standpoint of like acting, I don't have desire to be like a lead star where I'm like a Tom Cruise or a Brad Pitt or Leonardo DiCaprio. I just don't have that desire.
But if it landed in your lap,
that's a good question. I mean,
you're so talented.
I mean, I'll still act. I still do. I love acting. I feel like I'm just kind of in a place that if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I'm not like,
Yeah.
CGTV has taken me away. My kids have taken me away from acting a lot. So I'm very selective on what I audition for.
Yeah.
It has to be the right job.
Of course.
The right time away from the family.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like 3 months away from my kids,
No, yeah.
So a lot of that happens to come into play. But, like I always said, if I didn't start CGTV and have kids, I probably would have been on a different show by now, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, this is another question I wanted to ask you is like, how do you distinguish your character from your identity? Because I hear a lot of things in, the world of media and acting, show business. A lot of people I feel like can get consumed in the character, which you want because it makes a great film or show. But how do you ground yourself? How does an actor ground themselves after that? You know what I mean?
Depends on what role you're playing.
Like Dahmer and Evan Peters.
I know like Leonardo and all those great actors.
How do you break out of that?
They're known for like intense research. Like I think I heard Leo like lived with the homeless or the drug addicts when he did Basketball Diaries to understand what it is to be a drug addict, which is a great movie, by the way. He's phenomenal in that. So I can understand that. I've just been always the type of person to just turn on and off. I can literally go on set, turn on Esteban, turn it off. I can go on set, be a murderer, turn it off. I don't take it home with me, never have, never will. Yeah. Never had relationships where like, give me the Esteban voice. Yeah. Never had that stuff, So I feel like I'm like a switch, like a light switch.
It's like a skill.
But some other people need to be in the character all the time on set. So if they're an asshole as a character, they're going to be that way to other people on the set just so they're there. And there are people that are known for that. I just never been that guy. So I guess I'm blessed to be able to turn it off and on.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But you have to figure out what works best for you, just like memorizing lines. It's what works best for you.
Yeah. Because I mean, I used to be friends with an actor, and they did a Christian film, and all about Christianity, Bible studies, this, that, the other, Jesus is king. And then like 3 months into the friendship, on like that third month, they were like, yeah, actually, like, I just don't even believe in any of that. I was just like, oh, so that was from the film you did. That makes sense. Click, noted. Wow, yeah, but it's like, it's a real thing. So that's why I asked that question.
It is so separate, though.
Yeah.
Characters in movies have nothing to do with the person in real life.
Yeah, it shouldn't.
It should not, yes. So people always have to remember it's just acting.
Yeah. And like finding a hobby to like be like, okay, this is who I am. I like this. My character probably didn't like golf, but I like golf.
Suspending one's belief.
Yeah.
There's nothing more to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for your time today.
You're welcome.
So good to see you again. And who knows, maybe we'll do something else in the future.
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah. Okay, thanks, guys.
See ya.